You ever have one of those moments where you know absolutely no every eye in the room is waiting for you to slip? And honestly, you can feel it the way you can feel the weight of a door that's just been slammed in your face. That's how my Delta Force selection started, like walking into a test that was never meant for someone like me. No one hides it either. The standards? Set just high enough so they can call you a failure and keep the club here. You know what I mean? It's not about safety. It's about making sure people like Mundid, female, not born into the right, clique never cross the threshold. But I didn't show up at Fort Bragg that gray January just to beg for a shot. I was there to take it scar for scar, mile for mile, and I figured if they were going to raise the bar to keep me out, they could better bring a ladder because I wasn't going to back down. First morning, cold mist everywhere, parade ground bleached bone white, and 87 of us standing in two ragged rows. 86 men and me, breathing hard, boots squared up, waiting for a whistle. The guys tried to make me invisible with their silence, or else they whispered about logistics tryouts and how maybe somebody's colonel wife wanted the tour. I just tightened my grip on the ruck, looked straight ahead, and waited for the games to start. Obstacle course. Rope walls, mud trenches, sleds that weighed as much as a corpse. First group, the guy behind me just accidentally nudges the rope, send me crashing into the dirt, gear everywhere, applause and catcalls from the peanut gallery. I get up, spit grit. Don't let the sting show because that's what they want, right? A flinch, a crack. Lieutenant Dempsey, big voice, calls out, "We don't serve salad on the obstacle course." The group laughs, instructors don't say a word, and just like that, the border is drawn, where I'm supposed to stop. But I don't. I make it through, last across the line, but standing. Marksmanship test next. One of the guys slams his elbow into me during the jog over, just enough to jolt me off balance. No apologies. I keep moving, slot in a lane 7, and you know what? Black silhouettes don't care who's shooting. They just care if you hit the mark. I breathe out slow, sight in, and every shot lands. Let them keep their jokes. Back into barracks, I find a supply closet turned break room, lean against the steel, and finger an old photo from Afghanistan, creased right through the middle. Me on one side, Jess Monromi best friend in the other. Jess treated me like any other soldier from day one. Out there, it didn't matter who you were, only that you could be counted on when the bullets started flying. We used to joke about Texas heat versus Afghan cold, trading the single pair of night vision goggles like contraband. I promised her if I ever went down, she'd drag me out before the brass noticed. Reciprocity. But Jess didn't make it. Friendly fire, chaos in a canyon. She bled out in my arms, her last words. "Not your fault." Fix it. That stuck with me. I dragged myself back stateside after getting shot up, spent months doing logistics and running alone at night, my war looping behind my eyelids. When the Delta selection finally opened a slot for a former Green Beret, I signed up. Left out the medals, left out Jess. Just wrote ODA 312 combat instructor and submitted the packet. Some people in supply said I was crazy, patched together with shrapnel and stubbornness. I just told them, if no one else is going to knock down walls, I'll be the first to run through. Funny how systems built on exclusion don't just use overt rejection. They use silence, inconvenience, isolation. Range times vanish. My comms get glitched. Training logs disappear. Jokes behind my back get just loud enough to echo. I start keeping a tally in my notebook who blocks me, who just watches. And I keep going. Every time they shift the standard extra pull-ups. Less time, more gear I adapt, even when my hands bleed through the tape. There's this one night late, quiet, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead when a junior instructor, Davis, who's never spoken to me, slides over a fresh case of CLP oil for my kit. Doesn't say a word, just a nod like maybe he's not sure he's allowed to care, but can't ignore it anymore. That's when I realize the wall's higher, but I'm taller now too. One day, someone leaks a photo to the Defense blog's headline. Delta Force trading combat edge for political correctness? They don't name me, but everyone on base knows. They start calling me princess under their breath, taping a pink tiara to my locker. I take it, fold the note, and put it in my pocket. When you've knelt in a canyon with a dying friend and come home upright, plastic crowns don't mean a thing. Week after week, I hit the new marks first across the line, perfect range scores, breaking their so-called impossible standards. No applause, just quiet, grudging nods, and clipboards flipping closed. But then the leaks come out proof the selection was being rigged to make me fail. Suddenly, the brass can't hide it. Dempsey, the loudest, gets shipped back to logistics. Internal affairs digs into every memo, every extra hoop they threw at me. And for once, the joke's not on me. That's the twist they never saw coming. The system built to exclude becomes its own undoing. The rules start to shift quietly at first. Standards unified. No more secret escalations. And the guys who use a snicker now ask, "Ma'am, can you show me that sidearm technique?" The ones who watch from the sidelines now run drills by my side, even ask for pointers before the range opens. Change starts smell and nod, a question, an apology left unsaid. But the real test comes with live fire hostage crisis. 10 floors up, no time, no second chances. The main team plans to storm the front, but I spot a maintenance duct nobody's using. I lay out the plan, lead Bravo team through the vent, drop behind hostage taker. 3 seconds, weapon twisted away, hostage is safe, and for the first time, I'm not the story they are. We are. Afterward, the quiet gestures keep coming, notes tucked into my locker. You broke through. Now I know it's possible. Other women show up at dawn for extra practice. One recruit, Riley, wipes out in a drill, and instead of laughing, the others step up, run the course with her. No one left behind. Jokes about baking cookies dry up. Someone says, "She wants us all to come home." That's the legacy Jess wanted. Not records. Not headlines. Just doors that stay open after you're through. When the final evaluation comes, I lead the assault team, not as a token, not as a prop, but as the first choice. The sergeant just says, "She taught me the best corner shot." No more proof. These days, I don't need speeches or medals. The respect I get is in the way my team moves, the way we cover each other, the way no one asks anymore if I belong. I just do. The last guy who ever doubted it slid a canteen across the bench and muttered, "You shot damn well today." I told him, "Next time, I want to cover fire tighter." I don't plan to die for a compliment. We both grinned, yeah, that happened. So here's the thing, standards aren't walls. They're meant to show who's ready to hold the line, not keep people out. I was the first through the door, but now, every week, someone else walks through it a little easier because I left it open behind me. In the end, the only real victory is when they stop needing you as proof because they've learned to trust what they see. But hey, maybe you see it different. Maybe you think standards should be raised even higher, or that tradition matters more than progress. Or maybe you've been the outsider once, fighting just to get in the room. So tell me, where do you draw the line between tradition and transformation? Would you rather defend a system or change it for the better? Drop your take in the comments. Let's see if we can break a few old habits together. And if this story hit home, don't forget to share it, like, or just tell someone who needs a little reminder that it's not about the first step, it's about holding the door for the next one. That's how you change the world, one stubborn, relentless, impossible climb at a time.